There was one time I did an interview with this guy. I can't even remember what it was for. This was years ago, when I was first kind of starting out on the newsy end. Mm-hmm. And I did this whole interview with him. I'm like, and I referred to him by his name throughout the interview. So at the very end, I went, well, Bob, thank you so much for being part of the show today. And he went, you're welcome. And my name is not Bob. And I was like, I laughed so hard about wet my pants. Most people would have edited it out. I'm like, it's going to stay just like that because it's very funny.
Oh my
I know. I love to this day. That is my absolute favorite interview. Can't remember what it was about, but just the fact that and my name is not Bob. It's like, oh my God, it was the best.
At least he was nice about it.
All right. Well, Happy New Year.
Oh my gosh.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Happy belated birthday.
Melanie. Yeah.
Happy Kwanzaa. Have we got it all?
No, I think there's like 150 holidays.
Okay. Happy Boxing Day.
Yeah, right.
What the hell is that?
Many. Oh my gosh. Well, we haven't been together in the podcast lounge for quite a while.
Like a month.
It's over a month.
Was it even in December? I mean, all of a sudden when did health issues and busy things and it's like, oh my.
We took a hiatus.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Our contract allows us to take a hiatus every now and then.
So if you're joining us, thank you so much for joining us in the podcast lounge. Yes. This is Girlfriends Happy Hour, and I'm Melanie.
I'm Monica.
And I'm Ashley.
Ooh, and shout out to that one person listening in India. India!
That's right. Hi, India.
You rock, India.
In the backroom stats, it shows that we have one active listener.
I know.
In India. We were
totally
so excited
psyched for that. Yes.
I would love if they sent us a message and like told us like who they are, what's going on.
Where do you live? Well, Google Earth and find you.
Exactly.
But that's the one thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
India.
We got it.
I think we have like 3 in Japan. Yeah.
We are hot in Japan.
Moving on up there.
We're kind of a big deal. Our lounge is filled with rich mahogany.
Yes. And we're all in distressed leather chairs.
We actually do have new furniture in the podcast
I love
lounge.
this.
I'm so excited.
This is super comfy.
My friend Sarah posted online, hey, I'm giving away this couch for free. And I immediately was like,
take it.
It's mine. It's all mine. Because we were using like a 5-year-old crappy futon that my son had in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And it was so uncomfortable. And now Ashley has a nice, comfortable couch to sit on.
Surrounded by
it's cozy. It's in good condition.
I would never take a free couch from somebody I didn't know, but I know her, and it's from her living room. She's very...
Tell us why you wouldn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you never. Did you see that episode? Was it Friends? No. It was Big Bang Theory. And
the chair.
Yes, the chair.
That had something in it.
And sat, and he's like, okay, fine. He sits in it, and he's like, something's moving.
I remember that.
Know, something like that. Whatever. So, and then a friend of mine had given me a nice glider rocker for my grandbaby. So I've got 2 new pieces of free furniture that just make my room here.
Perfect.
Or our room. I'm sorry, ladies.
No. And look at you with your little podcast slippers on.
Yes. I need to post a picture of these. Monica gave me these for my birthday. They are slippers with all kinds of different cocktails on them. Which brings us to our cocktail of the day.
Ooh, thank you. My favorite part.
Yes. So it's since it's a Happy New Year show.
Yeah.
I made a cocktail and we are dubbing it the Fresh Start cocktail.
I like that.
Me too.
And it's just vodka mixed with cran raspberry juice.
I was going to say, you had me at vodka.
Yeah, right. It's half vodka, half cranberry juice, and then topped with champagne. Oh, and then
that sounds
orange zest.
I've got to try it. I'm sorry. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Get over here, Ashley.
Cheers. Okay.
I've already been drinking mine.
Oh my, that's really refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
You can really, especially with the toothpaste. I just brushed my teeth with Crest. It's really nice. No, you can taste the
We should garnish it. You need a Crest rim on your cocktail.
I don't want that. I prefer Colgate. That's really good.
Isn't it? I'm so excited. I really like it.
I love how when you can taste the champagne is the first thing.
Fresh bubbles. Yep.
Mama
so
likes.
I mixed the vodka and the juice together and chilled it. and then poured it over ice. And it's supposed to go in a champagne flute, but those aren't big enough.
Those are not big enough.
This is perfect.
Yeah, so I put it in a bigger glass with crushed ice and topped it with the champagne and the orange zest. And here we go.
Very nice.
So
Basically, if we had our way, we'd be drinking it out of our own big milk jugs.
that's right. Yeah, milk,
This is
big
my
golf
size. I'm
glasses.
good.
Oh, so I was gonna say since we said Happy New Year, funny, what's the latest it's acceptable to say Happy New Year to someone?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like once you're out of January.
Yeah, you think the whole month
Because
of
have you
January?
ever been Happy New Year in February? Because that would be weird, wouldn't it?
I mean, I think once you're, January is just kind of like, I mean, I can see it. I mean, even January 31st, somebody says it, I'm like, okay. But as soon as you hit February, I'm like, it's not.
February for sure. I'm almost like a mid-January maybe at this point.
So like we're
too.
getting to the point right now.
We're
where
getting to that
no
point.
longer acceptable for you.
Yeah, except we haven't seen each other in a while, so that was okay.
So it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. What if you don't see someone till June?
Yeah.
Can you Happy New Year them?
Hope you're having a no. I don't think
too
it's going to
late.
work anyway.
I don't know how you'd phrase that where
Yeah.
it wouldn't sound weird.
What,
I think,
exactly.
like,
And they'd be like, "Has she been in a coma? And I didn't know it."
they're like, Happy New Year. Like, well, it's halfway to the next year. So I don't know.
Do you
what
mean
your
for
thought
this year
process
or
is.
next?
Are you getting a jump on 2019?
I know. It's like,
What's
should I
up?
start Christmas shopping now? It's just way too confusing.
Too much.
Too much.
Yep.
Mike's aunt goes Christmas shopping the day after Christmas when they have all the sales and everything.
Yeah.
I could not think that far ahead. That's just too much for me.
I-
Plus, I'm tapped out.
I've
Like, I don't have
barely
money.
made it this Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve's trying to string together a couple more gifts for.
Can I just tell you that I pretty much single-handedly gave Macy's their best Christmas ever? They've got a great
You do
app.
you do like Macy's. I think I received a Macy's gift from you before.
You probably, yeah. I love
That's
that
where
store.
you got my podcast lounge
I did,
slippers.
yes.
At
Yep.
Macy's, you said they're so. I wear them all the time. I took
just-
them to Christmas parties.
You know
and wore
what?
'em on
It's
people's
just so
houses.
cute when I saw them with all the drinks on them. It's one of those like, you almost hear angels going, oh, it's like, the perfect gift for someone.
The heavens open up.
Yes.
And light shines down. You know what? Speaking of gifts, I have a little gift for you, ladies.
Oh, didn't get you anything. I'm terrible.
Oh, again, you don't
You're-
have to give me.
No. She got us the best gift coming up.
Yes.
What are we? Oh, yes, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, Ashley is our
confused.
actress. She's in all these different movies and stuff, and so you're really excited. Melanie and I get to be extras in a movie.
In a bar scene.
In a bar scene. I know, I told her, wow, that's going to really tap our acting skills. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I did just get confirmation that yes, alcohol will be served. You guys are allowed to drink.
I asked her, I said, are we going to be allowed to drink in this? Because it's like a 5-hour shoot, right?
Yeah.
When you said that, I thought Monica was going to be like, oh, no, I can't do that.
Kidding me?
Well, because you get up so early.
I don't care. I will do this. All
right. No, I was hoping you're gonna be able to do it, but I was like,
Oh,
it's
yes.
just work early the next day. I don't have to work the next day.
So what do we do in the background? Like on TV shows like Friends or something,
Right.
when you see them talking, are we in the back just lip syncing?
We'll figure it out. I think we'll kind of once we
Lip syncing.
Once we like block the scene and see like where the movement is. I'll have you guys sitting somewhere, and we'll probably have you do something
fake talk.
fake talk, and maybe
Lots
we'll
of
have
drinking.
you be silly and do something. But we'll see. We'll see. Day of, we'll probably ask you what you want to do. Really.
We could maybe get like best supporting actress in a motion picture. You never know. This could be the start of something huge.
But,
Are you quoting High School Musical?
Oh my God.
start of something new.
Oh, I hope not, because I've seen that about a bazillion times.
Yeah, but the American Fifth Spirits Bar, we thank them for allowing us to shoot there.
Yes, we do.
I'm super gracious.
Really like their vodka there, and they have like the coolest drinks. They have like this caramel.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called either.
Yeah,
If it's caramel and alcohol, I'm in.
Yeah.
They have a great little menu there, cocktail menu, and yeah, they're just awesome. And
This is gonna be.
I've
the
shot there
best
before
day
too,
ever.
and yeah, they're cool people. So
Well, I'm really excited.
I'm excited you guys are able to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
I don't
it's
know
going to be
what-
late. I don't care.
We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna wear. And all
Oh,
this
we
stuff.
should.
Well,
we should wear that new dress.
Yep, you'll be
Oh.
getting a call sheet
Okay.
tonight. I don't know if
Ooh.
they'll be like wear this certain colors or wear this color, not this. It's probably gonna be pretty open.
I hope they don't say don't wear black, because everything I own is black.
No, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty open. Probably just mostly when you
Bar
need to get there and
clothes.
stuff, but
Bar clothes.
gonna
Whatever
be the
bar
best.
clothes
whatever you
are.
want, you know.
Oh, you guys. Oh, you're opening your
I know. I
gift.
didn't know if I could pull it out. Fun little pretties, though.
That's a lip balm from my sister-in-law, Christy. She
From her products?
Yes.
I love the Tilby products.
Yes,
I
it's
do.
Tilby.com. She sells all natural,
Ooh.
organic.
I can smell that just opening up the bag.
Eco-ethical skincare products and stuff. So I ordered you girls some extra stuff.
Thank you, Melanie.
So there's a lip
Wonderful.
balm in there, and I think Monica had the orange and whatever.
The orange and whatever.
Orange and something.
What's this hydrating cream?
Hydrating cream is a face cream.
Is that
Okay.
this? The little one?
It's just a little sample.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love
I'm going to
stuff
give you
like
a
that.
little tip because the soap that I gave you, it's a
Yeah.
peppermint. It's nice and refreshing
It is.
and it wakes you up.
Yeah.
Do not use it on your nether regions. You know, little birdie told me.
Okay. A little Bernie or a little birdie?
Oh,
Little Bernie.
I'm taking a shot. Ouch!
Yeah. So make sure you just use it on your regular
Your
skin.
regular, your out there parts, not the private
Your
one.
out there parts. So talk about New Year's resolutions, and we're filming on Sunday, which made me think about how I'm going to look on camera. A lot of people's New Year's resolutions are to lose weight and get healthy and that kind of stuff. What do you guys think of New Year's resolutions?
I mean, like from past experience, they don't last long. But I mean, mine are kind of always the same. This year, especially, I need to save money better. I need to be better about saving money and actually, because I have things I want to do and I need to be able to afford these things.
Afford them.
And then I always for me, just be healthy. It's not necessarily like a specific goal that I have, like lose this amount of weight or whatever, but it's more like stay healthy, feel strong, not be so tired all the time. And then my other one that I've been thinking about more is doing all this film stuff. I really want to write something myself, just sit down and write a script of my
could.
own. Ooh. So by the end of the year, that's a goal I have, is to actually just write something that's my own, not collaborative with other people. As much as I love doing that, I want to just write something
you can claim as
myself
yours.
that's mine. So
That's
That is pretty sweet.
fantastic.
so that
Yep.
is
Do you have an idea for a topic, or is that something you're going to brainstorm?
I've had, and I've discussed this with other people, I've had a few ideas floating around for 5+ years.
Oh.
Or normal or something.
I have one scary idea that I've tossed around that I don't know like the resolution of it yet, so that I've been struggling with that. But then I have something else that's more of like a drama that I did start writing at one point, and I just didn't get very far with it, so I might pick back up with that one. So
Good for you.
we'll see. Yeah, one or the
That is
other.
exciting. Do you want us to hold you to your goals?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So every time we'll say, how you doing? How you
Yeah.
coming on that?
Can we see some papers?
Yeah, no, but I'll flash them in front of your face, but you can't read it. Till
All
it's
right.
done.
Okay.
But we would need to make sure there's a bar scene that we can be extras in.
Deal.
That's all we ask.
Deal.
I want to be a zombie too. If there's zombies in
Oh,
it,
okay, that'd be fun.
or vampire. I could be a
I
vampire.
haven't written either one of those in yet, but we'll see. I don't know.
You got a whole year.
You
so.
never know where it's gonna end up. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not really. She's 11 and a half months.
Oh,
better
that's
get
right.
working.
Time tick, tick, tick.
Before you know it.
Before you know it.
know.
That's right.
So, all right. What about you guys?
This is a real serious one for me. Is I'm really, really want to focus this year on winning either the Powerball or Mega Millions. That's my main goal.
Should have made that my
Yeah.
goal.
Nope. Sorry, because that's mine.
It's taken.
As far as losing weight, I started that Labor Day weekend. Can I brag?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I wanted
please
to
do.
talk
God,
about
I'm
it.
so excited. I am down 52 pounds.
You look wonderful.
Who loses? I mean, for me, it's like I have never lost more than 20 pounds. And the one thing that kind of set me on this path was I thought, here I've known you guys forever, and none of you have ever known me thin. I used to be thin all the time until I had kids, and then I would eat
Yeah.
like I was, eating for 19. And people look at pictures, and no one in this room, but one of our friends went, oh my God, look how thin and pretty you used to be. I was like,
my
oh, the minute they said it, you could tell it was like, oh, can I put that back in my mouth?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I've
You
had,
could say something like, "Oh, you were beautiful on your wedding day," or something
Yeah,
like that. But you don't
exactly.
say, "Look how you used to look good."
wow.
So
What happened?
What's your secret this time around? What's made
following
it different?
a weight loss program. It's a brand new one. And I tell you what, it is just, it's phenomenal. It works. It's normal food, and I get to work out every day still. And I'm really happy.
Do you work out at home or at a gym?
At home.
At home.
Yep.
What do you do?
I do the treadmill.
Okay.
And I have an elliptical, and I have a ballet bar, and we've got weights, and I do all that.
Awesome.
So
Good for you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Good for
I'm
you.
so proud of you.
I know.
Thank you. It's
Can you? So wonderful and inspiring.
And when for me, I stop and think it's like, oh my God, you know. One of the big things is I went from wearing shirts that were either an extra large or an extra extra large. And this is my daughter's. Now I'm wearing my kids' clothes. You know, it's like a medium. My daughter got me a coat, medium, and they're actually kind of big, and it's fun.
Yeah, like you said the other day, your winter coat is no longer warm because it's hangs
too
on
big.
you, and all the cold air comes.
It is. It's way too big. My big puffy coat is so.
Good for you.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it.
I've known you quite a few
Long
years
time.
now, and a lot of people approach you on doing diet things and promoting their product. And this one just has clicked with you. It's amazing. It's just incredible to watch and so inspiring.
And it's what's so interesting for anybody who's ever lost weight. You know, for me the first time, I still can't believe it, but it's really amazing as it happens to watch all of a sudden you're like, you know, losing weight. You're like, yeah. All of a sudden it's like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I have lost weight. You know, and it's like, if you've ever been overweight, there's this thing that I hate. It's called the back fat. That's over, you know, you're broad, then there's fat over it, you know, it's like, and that's gone. And I like to get my picture taken now because I don't look horrible because I'm so large. But now it's really funny because now I'm getting not fat shamed, I'm getting thin shamed.
Right.
And I mean, I still have weight to go. And my coworkers like, you look great. You don't lose any more weight. And my mom's like, you look like a concentration camp victim.
Oh,
I'm
my God.
I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, mother.
You can't win either way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes. Everyone's a little judgmental no matter what.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What's right for you.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said, you know what? I'll stop when I'm ready to. I will never be emaciated. It's just not in me. I just want to get a little more comfortable. So.
And I would never say that to someone.
You imagine.
Because I'm 50 pounds over what I want to be. And I just try to dress so I look more like 30 pounds over what I should be. But so it's hard to camouflage.
It is.
And it's hard. Every day you wake up and you're like, trying on different clothes.
And shopping. For me,
Oh.
it was shopping for things that would hide my stomach, you know, and just the fact that I tuck things in now. It's like, I've got to actually buy belts because everything before I wore long and flowy. So, it just, you know,
Okay, bitch, enough. It was fine for a while and I'm just sick of
it now. It's enough of your gloating. All right, we won't talk about that, but you know, back to the lottery. I'm real serious about that.
Yeah. That one's important as long as you share it with your girlfriends.
Oh, of course.
Well, mine New Year's resolutions, some people hate them. Some people think they're stupid. You know, it's just stupid. I just think it's the cocktail, fresh start. I feel like every New Year's is a fresh start.
You have nothing but possibilities in front of you.
Yes, and it's just a time to reaffirm maybe some resolutions you made last year that you kept on track with. But, you know, we're just lifestyle choices. It takes 66 days to really form a habit. So you have to be consistent. Yes. It's from a book. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's an amazing book.
I've heard of that. I should read that, shouldn't I?
It is so good. It's how to stay on task or, you know, focus on your goals. And it's not like, oh, there's only one thing, because we all have so many aspects of our life.
Right.
But it's like the one thing right now. What is the one thing I can do such that doing it makes everything else easier or unnecessary?
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. So you just change one little thing, or like when you're time blocking for work. If your work takes you 5 hours to do really what could be a 1 hour task, if you shut your door and you focused on it and you just got it done. Sometimes when I'm at the office and my door's open, you know, it's just, and I'm social. It's not other people's fault. It's me. I go down to get something from the copy machine and I'm down there for 45 minutes.
Say, 2 hours later, wander back to your desk.
Just chatting. So anyway, 66 days to form a habit. So don't beat yourself up if, you know, you don't change. Some people want to change their eating habits and it takes a long time. It's taken me years slowly to like eliminate certain things from my diet or add in certain things that I like. And I've eliminated all but a very minimal amount of dairy products, like cheese. I gained so much weight going through chemo. And for a year after treatments, I haven't lost a pound. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I'm a healthy eater. I don't, they're like, oh, you should cut out sugar and cut out this and cut out that. I'm like, I don't eat any of that.
Yeah, I've already done that.
Right. And I finally found out I had some blood tests done and my thyroid is underactive.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew it had to be something like that.
It makes sense. I mean, yep.
So wonderful just to hear that.
To get the validation of like, I have been trying. This is why I'm having some issues.
Yes.
Good for you.
Well, because I see you. I mean, you eat healthier than I eat.
Anybody eats.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
It's just
Good for you.
There's something else going on. So I'm glad you finally figured that out.
Yeah. That's so good.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'll keep you gals posted. And that's another thing. I was exhausted and just we took off a lot of time. I was sick in December. My whole house had the plague, and Ashley was super busy. Monica was busy.
We were gonna come over that one day, but then the plague was here. So
we were gonna record a couple episodes at once just to get through December, but. Yeah, we did not have we had the flu run through the house. So another one of my goals this year is
I like you call it a goal and not a resolution.
Yes, it's
to me,
goal.
resolution in the past for me has always been, well, I'm going to do a resolution, meaning in Monica terms, setting myself up for failure.
Right.
Instead of making a lifestyle change, that seems like more normal.
I do feel like also the actual definition of resolution, like the term resolution, is like fixing a problem. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily like making a goal for yourself doesn't mean you have to it's just setting yourself out there to try to, help yourself along, not necessarily fixing problems. I don't know. I think it's I like that term better.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So one of my goals is to keep on developing our podcast. And
I know I miss doing this.
Yes.
I don't like breaks like that. We can't do that again.
I know. I had to I corded up the mics and tucked them away and unplugged all the equipment and put everything away and I was getting it out today and I felt like my whole mood just lifted and I got
excited.
happy. I was so excited to have you guys come over and see the new furniture and get all comfy in the lounge here.
This is one of my favorite things to do. This is always fun.
Yeah. So this, I look at our podcasting like a business, and so I want to run it more like a business. I have 4 businesses. I'm a realtor. I'm a podcast. I'm a world famous podcast co-host.
We're number 1 in India. Yes, India.
I sell Wild Tree food products, and then I'm the CEO of my family.
There, see, right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's busy.
But you're very good at juggling it all,
It's hard.
I don't know how you do it. Half the time I feel like I'm a total failure just working and coming home,
Oh, but you have a lot of binge watching under your belt.
Well, that's true.
Just teasing. Yeah, Monica will be like, oh, I'm watching this or that.
Yeah, what are you doing now? I'm binge watching. Okay.
So over Christmas break, my son and I went to see the movie Ashley recommended, 3 Billboards Outside.
Which is funny because I still haven't seen it. No.
You didn't go see it?
We didn't get to go see it. We ended up seeing, we got too busy. Weren't able to see it. By the time we went to go see it, it really wasn't out much. It was only like certain times that we couldn't go see it. So we saw Molly's Game instead, which we can talk about in a little bit.
Oh, that was one of the ones I had talked about before.
Jessica Chastain.
I love her.
One of my favorite actresses right now, actually. But go ahead, talk about 3 Billboards.
Well, I'm sad you hadn't seen it because
I know.
it was funny because you had recommended it. You was like, this is one of my Oscar picks.
And it still is.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
And there it goes, winning Golden Globes.
Who's in it?
Frances McDormand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woody Harrelson.
She's fantastic.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
He won a Golden Globe, didn't he?
Yep, he did as well.
And guess what? I had no idea. There is one flashback of the daughter, and I'm like, oh, she's the girl from Supernatural.
And I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that.
I know which girl? She is Castiel. Well, Jimmy's daughter, the Castiel's Vessel's daughter.
She was actually also. I do know her from. There's a Netflix horror comedy out called The Babysitter. I don't know if you saw that on Netflix.
No,
you guys would love it. It's like it's funny, but in kind of gory in a silly way,
Do you
but
know what
actually
her
well
real
acted.
name is, or what her name is?
I'd have to look it up.
Is it David Cassidy's daughter? Remember David Cassidy, the singer?
I do not know.
She was in Supernatural. I can bring up a picture on my phone.
Okay.
She was in Supernatural.
Really?
And I also, when he passed away, God rest his soul. I love that man. But yeah, he left her nothing, which they really had no relationship. And he would even admit that, he didn't raise her. Her stepfather did all of it and stuff.
okay.
But yeah.
Oh, well, you'd think he'd want to make up for it by leaving her a little cash.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, that was Noah and I both liked it. But it was funny because it was I was so intensely into the movie there because there were comedic parts for sure.
Yeah, it's a dark
yes.
dramedy kind
Yes.
of. Like I don't know, it's not a comedy. I mean, there's a lot that's going on. But-
Frances McDormand is her husband one of the producers or directors? Because he does that, doesn't he?
And not for this one, but she is married to one of the Coen brothers. I'm not sure which one.
What
but that's why
thought.
she's in all the Coen brother films.
Yep.
This one's very Coen brother-esque is what I've heard, but I haven't seen it yet, of course. But she is.
Yeah, we both really enjoyed because we got out. I couldn't even say anything right away, and we were walking out, and he's like, "So what'd you think?" I said, "I loved it." He goes, "Yeah, it was really good."
Really?
And but it's so intense. Even the funny parts where you're supposed to laugh, like but the whole audience would just crack up. It was funny.
I think it's that type of movie where they want to make you laugh uncomfortably.
Yeah.
Like oh my gosh, that's funny, but also it's kind of a terrible situation, but it's
You're like,
still. But that's kind of what Frances McDormand's character, and like I said, I haven't seen it, but what she's kind of going through. Like she's obviously going through a terrible, awful experience,
Yeah.
but then she's fighting through it, and some of those things that she does are kind of funny, but it's like also she's like a heartbroken mother. So
The movie just takes you in all these different directions, unexpected directions, and the end is unexpected, and I really liked it. So yes,
go see that one.
Yeah, you must see.
Oscar contender, it's up there.
Yes. I don't know if that prompted watching the Golden Globes prompted me to watch Big Little Lies.
Yeah, I have had that recorded for so long, and
Where?
I haven't watched it. HBO.
Oh, okay.
It's an HBO series.
All right.
And I've had it recorded, and I've just started watching other things, and I never got to it, and then it won so many awards. And I told Nate, I was like, see, I told you I should have watched that. Like, God.
Turn, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
It
But
was really good, and it's only like 6.
yeah, it's just like a mini series
episodes.
kind of
Yeah,
thing, right?
so I watched it in a couple days.
Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody won, really.
Sweet.
Shailene Woodley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
So while we're on the topics of movies, I did see Molly's Game. Which,
Yes.
are you familiar with what it's about?
I am actually. Didn't she has to do with like a casino or gambling or something?
She was working for a man who worked in like financing and different things, and she was just like his secretary, and he ended up basically getting, and it's all a true story, he ended up getting her like a kind of a gig to just keep the books for his like poker games with amongst celebrities and really
Right.
rich people, and it snowballs to where she ends up like getting connections and starts her own. And it starts out legal. It's all very legal when she starts out, and then she starts skimming over the pot and like taking commission, and it
Always
goes
happens that way.
But it's funny because she wrote a book, and she was able to call out a few of the celebrities that were at these poker tournaments.
Who are they?
Because they were called out in another like lawsuit. The ones that she was able to
Was
name
Ben Affleck.
was Ben Affleck,
I knew it. He's
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Not surprised.
and Tobey Maguire,
No.
who everyone hates. Do you like him?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
So in the movie, there's this player, and they call him Player X. They don't name him, and he's played by Michael Cera, who's kind of nerdy and like,
Okay. Yep. Now I know.
just
Yep.
not very likable.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that this is Tobey Maguire. It's almost pretty much everybody knows it without it being said that character in the movie is Tobey Maguire, and he is terrible to what he does in the movie to her. I mean, it's awful. So I wonder, like, I was after watching this movie, I'm like, I want to know who these people are, because you don't know. I'm like, which celebrity is that? Who's that?
Because
It's fascinating.
Tobey Maguire is Leonardo DiCaprio's best friend.
Yeah. So in her book, she says there's like a little excerpt about it where Leonardo came to one of the games but didn't really play. Like it was like he was just there to like hang out. He didn't really play to win or lose. She said he just kind of was there and he was a gentleman and nice, whatever. But Tobey Maguire screwed her over.
Really?
Yeah, and completely like
fucking
ruined her.
Spider-Man did that.
Interesting.
And thought he was hot shit, and then
man.
So it's I really enjoyed it. It's Aaron Sorkin. If you're familiar with Aaron Sorkin dramas, it's exactly like Newsroom or West Wing or anything that very talky, very fast paced, very quick cuts and all that stuff. But I really like Aaron Sorkin, so I enjoyed it a lot.
Interesting.
So that was one I was thinking of seeing.
I saw Star Wars.
Did you?
See, since we've all been together, that is the only movie I've seen Star Wars. And here's what makes it even more sad. Since I'm in the media, I have free pass. I have a card that I can go see a movie free anytime I want. Do I do that? No.
Well, you used to go on Tuesdays with Karen.
I used to go on Tuesdays because it was cheap movie day for her, but I get in free anyway.
Well, let's start that back up because I would like to go.
I know. The first one that I would like to see, I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, All the Money in the World.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm very like on the fence about that one for all the reasons.
Oh.
But I do want to see it. I mean, I think a lot of work went into it and everything.
Yeah.
So,
but I remember when this actually happened.
Right.
So it's like I really kind of want to see it for that.
Which one is that?
The movie is about J. Paul Getty. Is that correct?
J. Paul Getty.
And his grandson is kidnapped. Michelle Williams plays the mom.
Yes.
And he refuses. He's the one like the richest man in the world.
Yes.
And keeps saying he's not going to pay. He doesn't have the money. They cut off his grandson's ear.
Right.
Send it to, and he still will not pay the money.
I think Mike was telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
That's like the main one I want to see, and then all the other ones that you keep saying.
I mean, I want to see Three Billboards. The one at the top of my list, actually, even above Three Billboards right now, is Lady Bird, which I've been wanting to see for so long.
I thought it was about Lady Bird Johnson.
No,
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that
I know.
been a
All of a
good
sudden, I'm
movie,
like, hey, wait a minute! I'm watching the Golden Globes. I'm like, what?
But I've read a lot about it. I mean, everybody that's seen it has just said it's just such a different experience where you just really care about the characters and the performances are just so realistic that you don't even feel like you're watching a movie. You're just watching this family. And I don't know if you've seen the trailers.
No.
And then Saoirse Ronan won Best Actress, and I just want to see it. I'm dying to see that one. But
what did you think? Did both of you watch the Golden Globes?
You know what? I watched it for almost a half hour, not quite a half hour. And every single movie or person I didn't know who they were. I'd never seen anything they were in.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And finally, I'm like, well, this
surprises me.
Yeah. I'm
about
like,
you,
this
actually.
is a total waste of my time. So I just stopped because I didn't know any of it. It's like, whatever.
And I watched the whole thing and I knew everyone. But,
Well, I figured you watched them.
yeah. Yes, I did. I don't know. I was just listening to this podcast today. Bill Simmons. I don't know if you're familiar with the Bill Simmons podcast. He does a lot of, it's either movies or sports. But it's really like anything he's ever done, like really informative. There was this one episode that Nate sent to me actually, and I hadn't heard of his podcast before. It got me into it with Paul Thomas Anderson. If you're familiar with that director, he's done so many things. I mean, he's done
names familiar,
like There Will Be Blood. He has the new Phantom Thread is his newest one out. He's done,
that's the Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Yeah, he's worked with Daniel Day-Lewis a lot, like Magnolia, The Master. I'm forgetting all.
My Left Foot.
So his, not that one, but the one that he talked about, like Boogie Nights. He did Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg.
You know what? That was a great movie.
And he talked about this movie, and he was 27 years old when he made this movie. Like, I can't even understand working with all these famous actors.
How intimidating would that be?
And just having to make this film. And it was a very fascinating, like, from a fact that I like to make films, to, like, listen to his perspective on how movies are made, and like a lot of it I could understand. I mean, it was like, yeah, it's so much work and so much, and he only makes films that like mean something to him. He just doesn't just make it to make it. So like every film he hasn't made that many, but he's been in the business for 20 plus years. So very interesting. I don't remember why I started talking about that.
What's the name of the podcast you listen to?
Bill Simmons. It was the Bill Simmons.
It's just called the Bill
Simmons podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some of it's movies. I listened to another one today. It was Will Ferrell was on, and he was just talking about all of his movies and SNL and what his favorites were, and like, you know, just everything. He talked about his kids. He talked about, so it's just really fun to kind of listen to celebrities and like people talk about just their life. I mean, it's fascinating. So
it's funny you would even mention him because for 10th. Okay, sometimes I get obsessive. If I see a movie that I like, I will watch it many, many, many times.
You?
Oh, and this one.
Never.
Shocking, I know. And this one, my kids and my daughter's boyfriend, they were like doing the entire movie verbatim. The movie Step Brothers.
I was going to say Step Brothers.
Oh my God.
It's funny because in this episode I listened to today, Bill Simmons was asking him, like, why do you think Step Brothers took on such a life? Because when it first aired, it didn't do well.
Yeah. And now people are obsessed with it.
Neither did Anchorman. But then the years later, something else happens and like it kickstarts something. And now Step Brothers is so, you know,
it's just so famous. Stupid. It's funny.
It's stupid. It's funny.
Like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like Anchorman.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
what's the one line? In fact, my daughter's boyfriend used it as this high school quote when he was in high school.
From Step Brothers?
No, yeah, from Step Brothers. Writing checks and what is it? Snapping necks and writing checks.
Writing checks.
That was his quote.
That's funny.
Have you guys seen Hot Rod?
Yes.
But
it's been a while.
My husband and my daughter quote that movie constantly.
Who's in that one?
I have no idea. I've never even seen it.
It's what's his name? Andy Samberg.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Andy Samberg.
He's funny.
I should watch it. I
haven't seen it in a while, but anyways, if you're looking for like a insider's perspective on a lot of like, he has different sport people who are in like Kobe Bryant, different people that are on, but it's just like fascinating.
Jeez,
to listen.
That's a big name.
I mean, he interviews really famous people, and it's fun to kind of listen. Like Aziz Ansari was on there and talking about Master of None.
Oh my
and
God, I
Parks
love
and
him.
Rec,
Yeah,
and like
he's great.
so it's just fun to have like an insider's perspective on that type of stuff. So
He to me is one of the naturally most hysterical people.
Yeah.
You know, he's just got that gift that so few comedians do, that they're just hysterical without even really trying.
I was very happy he won at the Golden Globes.
Oh my gosh, so was I. I love him.
Yeah.
And his parent, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Master of None, if
Yes.
you've watched that show, but
Love it.
just the fact that his parents are in there, and you can tell that his mom doesn't want to be.
No.
I think I've read
Dad
an interview.
lives for it.
Loves it. Dad thinks it's the best thing
Oh
in the
my
world.
God.
Mom could care less, which I find so funny because he continuously like puts them in there, including her, and you can tell she doesn't want to be in it,
Yeah.
but he's just like, Mom, you're in it.
You're in
It's
it. Deal
fine.
with it, Mom.
So I love that. I think that's great.
Well, like when we're doing our podcast and we're talking about our friends and family.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, we're bringing up your names.
Oh well.
Oh,
That's
man.
what you get for being with celebrities in India like us. Go India.
Right. Go India.
Go India. Okay. My phone has frozen. I keep still trying to bring up the picture of David Cassidy's daughter.
Oh,
Not working. Dang it.
So, Ashley, did you watch Golden Globes then with your boyfriend, or did you have a party?
No. Well, I watched them at home with my boyfriend. However, he was in the basement, not watching them with me. So,
Okay.
which is fine. I
So
was
you
like,
watched them alone.
I did watch them alone. Yeah,
We were in the same
We're in the same house, but
yeah.
There's no way my
he was
husband
like,
would ever
no.
watch it.
Well, and he is probably the same way as like Mike. He was just like, I don't know. I want to see all that political stuff. I don't know. I want
Yeah.
to see all that, you know. And I was
Oh.
like, it's fine. Yeah, I was like, I totally get it. It's fine. So I was like, I'm gonna sit up here and watch the whole thing though. So
You know, first you've got the people being, you know, molested, and the casting couch we've all heard about for years, you know.
Yeah.
And now, well, I like to claim that I started it. When someone is sexually assaulted, I like to call it, they were Harvey Weinstein. My new thing. But yeah, the news that just came out about the movie that I want to see, All the Money in the World, I am just obsessed with this now that Mark Wahlberg, because they had to do recuts because Kevin Spacey got the boot for the sexual allegations against him. So they brought in Christopher Plummer, who is one of my all-time favorite actors. So they had to do reshoots. Mark Wahlberg was paid $1.5 million for the reshoots. Michelle Williams, his co-star, who has actually won an Oscar, hasn't she?
she has.
Yeah, he hasn't. She has. She was paid $1,000. He was paid $1.5 million. It just makes me crazy. It's 2018 that this still goes on. And it's like on E! News when the one anchor, Kat Sadler, found out that her co-anchor, who worked his way through the ranks exactly like she did, was making almost double what she makes.
Yeah.
So she went to her bosses and said, I want to make what he makes. They said no. So she walked. So what do you do? I'm a parent of 3 daughters. What do you say to your kids? No, honey, you go to college and get that degree. Then you can look forward to getting a job where you'll make half what the guy who does the same work gets, Right. Oh, it just burns me.
I was just saying, it's funny you mentioned that because we had a presentation at my office a couple days ago, and there was a financial advisor there. And one of the statistics she talked about is on average, women make 83% of what a man makes. So that kind of interested me. So I looked online, and I saw numbers anywhere between 80 and 87, or that kind of thing. And then this one website says they're projected pay equity in 2059. So we're so far apart.
Oh my God.
It's going to take that many years for women to catch up.
Yeah.
So have you felt like that in your workplace?
In fact, I am dealing with that in my workplace. I love my job. I love my job, and I love everybody I work with. And this is not their fault at all. However, the male person makes probably 3 times more than I do, and I've over 30 years experience.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and that's
go to the boss, and they're like, "Sorry, nothing I can do about it."
And I hear
the boss.
Yeah, I hear arguments from people that'll say well, then why don't they just leave? Why don't they just walk away? Or why don't they do this or that?
Right.
And then you I don't know if you listened to Oprah's speech at the Golden Globes, which was awesome.
It was awesome.
But how she said, she saw her mother come home bone tired, cleaning other people's houses, and how there's women who they're experiencing sexual harassment, or they're experiencing, half the pay of what they deserve, but they need to provide for their family, or they need to provide for themselves. I mean, single women out there, they may not have a family, but they need to provide for themselves, and they don't necessarily, it's scary to just walk away from something you already have established.
Yeah. Especially if it's a job you love.
And if it's a job you love, and it's you can fight and fight and fight, but you may not be heard. And then even if you are heard, you might be pushed aside. And it's do you walk away because that's what everyone thinks that's what you should do. Then if you're going to be strong, then walk away. But then you're left with no job.
I was going to say,
what is that?
Most people can. It's like the celebrities. So I just walked. Well, I can't because we have bills to pay. It's
right.
Most people shouldn't have to.
No, that's the thing. You shouldn't have to walk. No. And most people couldn't.
No.
That's not an option.
No,
that's
not
not
in this day and
it's not
age.
like option 1 or 2. That's not even an option.
Yep. Little glimpse into Monica's world. Very sad, It's just it's depressing that in 2018 we are still dealing with crap like this.
Right.
It's oh God. So annoying.
I think you told me once that you have the most experience out of anyone.
I have the most longevity.
Company.
Yeah, I do. I have the most longevity doing my job than any other person in our mid-Michigan area. So.
And you have one of the most recognized names and voices.
Well, I'm going to say not only of course you have longevity, but aside from that, you're good at your job.
Right.
You're good at what you do. It's not just sometimes you see at certain workplaces, and I'm not downgrading anybody or anything.
Yeah.
But some people who have been there forever, people well, they've been here for so long, but they also are stuck in the 70s and they don't know what they're doing anymore. They've been here.
Yeah.
They've been here forever and they don't, but you know what you're doing. You're good at what you do. It's not just longevity. You're good. And that's frustrating.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You research the content and provide a lot of the subject matter for your show.
Yeah. And it's so funny too because this happened several years ago because we've gone through different owners, and for no reason they were just almost did a eeny meeny miny mo. Okay, it's you. You lose 5 weeks paid vacation. There goes your health insurance. Sorry, you can't put money in the 401k anymore. We're not going to match it, but you can work these many hours and for this little money. It's oh, I wish I hated my job or I quit, but I absolutely love what I do.
You always come back to that because you think about other things and kind of play around with it in your mind. And then you're like, nope, love my job.
I do. That's why. That's why I get up super early every morning. So
yeah, that whole thing about, if you don't like it, just leave. Or people do that on the community Facebook pages too. If someone's saying, hey, there's this issue going on in our community. Oh, if you don't like our community, just move. It's like, you don't just move.
That's not a solution.
You don't just quit your job.
Exactly.
I honestly left a lot of those community Facebook pages for that reason. I'm so sick of people bitching.
And they're so intolerant.
And intolerant and just not nobody can have an opinion at all.
Unless it's theirs.
And if it's not theirs, then I was so annoyed with it. Like I wanted to just so many times. And Facebook is kind of awful in general. Like it's one of those.
I'm beginning to feel that way.
I'm kind of getting sick of Facebook and the people that because that's like the one social media platform that I feel like everybody kind of has access to at this point at any generation. And they just don't understand how awful they can be and how just commenting on something and it's received not well and they don't get it. And it's frustrating for me to see. And I want to reach out and be like, what the hell are you doing? But it's there's no point. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming to the point
it's almost
where
putting yourself at their level.
Mm-hmm, I've started to unfollow things and I've just been like really deleting and doing all sorts of things on Facebook. I'm kind of sick of it at this point.
It's almost to the point where it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
I got in a Facebook thing the other day with someone who was, I am a huge animal lover. And this person was going on and on about pit bulls. They should all be exterminated. They should not be on this earth. And I'm like, wow. What are you talking about? And he's like, here are the statistics, which I still believe he made up, this many people have been bitten and killed by pit bulls. And I'm like, you know what? I heard that German Shepherds were the worst dogs. I've had nothing but German Shepherds. Loved them all.
Right.
And as far as pit bulls go, some of the nicest dogs I've ever seen are pit bulls. Mm-hmm. And the fact, I keep telling him, it never, ever, ever is the breed. It comes down to how these animals are raised.
I was going to say, if it's pit bulls, it's because they're muscular, and so they're
adorable,
and people raise them to do bad things, and that's not the pit bull's fault.
No.
That's the owner doing that.
It
to
is
the dog.
exactly,
and that's
We have the Humane Society come into my business every Friday,
which I look forward to.
I do too. Oh my God, I go crazy
just to see who's the new guy today.
I know. I'm like a little kid on Christmas morning when I see her standing at the door. I'll be like, yay! But she's brought so many pitties. That's what we call pit bulls in, and it's like, I want this one. It's like, oh my gosh, they're just the sweetest dogs.
Well, and that's the sad thing at this point is that there's a lot of like hoops to jump through to adopt them now because of the stigma that's attached to them.
Oh yeah, and they're banned in certain apartment complexes or homeowners associations.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, my friend Heather, her little baby Bella was a pitty, and she had to be put down recently, but she was the absolute sweetest dog I have ever met.
Yeah.
She, as soon as you come in, she'd come up and she'd quiver and she'd like press herself against you, like, love me.
I tell you, they're just the sweetest. And I've wanted one for so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had to be, I just want to clarify, she had to be put because she got a lump, a cancerous lump in her. So it wasn't like she turned or something.
My friend Billy Joe had, she had to put down Zoe about a year ago, but she had 2 pit bulls and they were the sweetest, most loving. Yes. And like my friend, my other friend Tara, we'd come, we'd all go over there and there'd be a million children and the kids would be in the face and like hugging and the dogs just loved it. It didn't matter. And they're pit bulls and it's just, I hate that stigma attached. And I hate that people keep on about it, that people will still.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. It's like, come on. There is no dog born bad, And it's like kids. There's no kids born bad. It's all environment and how they're raised and how they're treated, and except for Damien from the Damien movies.
I was going to say,
that's a good discussion to have, only because there's a lot of mental health studies, and I've researched a lot of different things. If you're interested in this true crime, there's a little documentary out there on the Investigation Discovery Channel called The Family I Had. And it's this mother who had a child. She was a drug addict, got clean when she found out she was pregnant, had this son, later had a daughter. I mean, they grew up relatively fine. She had some issues, but it's like we've all kind of gone through some issues with parents, I feel like. And the son ended up murdering her daughter and is now in prison, and he doesn't care about anything, and it's for him it's just all mental health. Like he's not there's nothing that she did specifically. It's something in his brain that makes him not,
it's kind of not quite wired properly.
He just doesn't have the sympathy that and the empathetic, like you know.
So he could be a serial killer,
right? He was stopped because he was only like 12 or 13 when he killed his sister,
right?
So,
and she still visits him in prison.
She still visits him in prison.
Has a new family now.
It's very fascinating to listen to, because she does have a new family now, and she has another little boy. And like she said, like so her new son, who's a couple years old now, when he was born, he had heart issues and he had to have surgery. And she said she called to tell her son, who's in prison now, I can't think of what his name is, but that her new son had heart issues and he was going through surgery. And she said he cried, but she's like, I don't believe him. Like he's crying because he thinks that's what he should do, but not because he really feels it.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's her son, and she's like, I still love my son. There's nothing that I will always love my son. Right. I don't love what he did. I resent him, but I still love my son, and I'm still going to visit him, and he'll be a part of my life. She's like, but I would never have him alone with my son, not my other son.
No.
Right. She's like, I don't trust him.
No.
She's like, he'll manipulate me, and I just never will trust him again. So it's just a fascinating, like, I think a lot of it is environmental for sure, but some of the mental health stuff, and it's hard for somebody like all of us who don't have any sort of mental health problems in that way
that you know of,
that we know.
Like extreme, yeah.
But I mean, you know, there's different mental health issues that there's a wide range of, you know, things, and so it's hard for me to understand that because I don't know what that feels like.
No,
so it's hard for me, but I know what you're saying. I mean, of course, environmental is huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. So,
and for God's sake, leave pit bulls alone. Good Lord, people.
Well, here's a fun little fact. Since we were talking about puppy dogs,
I want another one so bad.
I know you're crazy.
I am.
You're down. You're down on your animal count. You have one dog and 3 cats.
Yes.
Your average is 4 cats.
4 cats and a dog. But I would at least once a week I shoot pictures to my husband from the Humane Society. What about this one? Oh, this one's cute. He's like, would you please stop? I'm like, no, you'll just look at it, you know? Let's stop and visit them.
I don't know how quickly we'll get another dog Sorry, Sadie. She just turned to look at me like she knew I was going to talk about her.
Podcast dog.
She's my old gal Sadie. You know, it's funny.
She knows you're talking about her. She's smiling. It's like one of the few dogs I've looked that actually smiles.
And she's like breathing her dog breath all over us.
She's a good girl.
It's okay, Sadie.
But I see, like, as I like all winter, I think this could be her last winter because she's you know, she's having a rough time.
Yes, bless her heart.
So she's such a good girl.
Good girl, though.
I gotta take a picture.
You know what? And kudos to you and your family for adopting an older dog too.
Yeah, she was like, they didn't know. They said between 2 and she was a stray. Yeah, so she was between
like mine.
2. We have a good cocktail today. She was between 2 and 4 when we adopted her.
Yeah, how much vodka did you put into that cranberry raspberry juice that you
like it.
concoction?
I think it's kind of like thirds, like a third vodka, a third juice, and a third champagne. Love it. And we refilled one or 2 times. So.
Have you guys tried out the we're just going. Do you have any more facts that you would like to relay before I start off on a tangent that means nothing?
This cute little calendar I had gotten my son last year. Every year for Christmas, I would give each of my kids a calendar. If it was like a wall calendar, a desk calendar, just something funny to suit their personality. So, and of course they appreciated it and loved it because I found this in the bottom of a box from 2017. So I found this calendar. It's a numbers calendar. And it says it's all about different numbers. And this one says the number of puppies born every hour in the United States is 12,500.
Oh, my Lord.
Crazy.
Please have your pet spayed or neutered.
Okay, Bob Barker.
I was gonna say Bob Barker. Yeah, that was.
Oh my God.
end
It's
of every-
just frustrating. Well,
Rob.
you and I went to the Humane Society and it's just like,
Yeah.
these wonderful, beautiful animals are just like discarded like wrapping paper. You know, it's like, how can you have a dog for 7 years and go, well, we had a baby, so we thought we need to get rid of the dog. No, you don't need to be parents. I'll take the baby and the dog. You just go away. You're idiots.
Baby and the dog.
Oh my
Well,
God.
we just found a stray in our subdivision.
That's
I was driving out, and long story short, a bunch of neighbors converged, and there was just a couple weeks ago, and it was frigid temperatures.
Was this the cat?
This is the kitten. Yep. Or I don't know. I call it a kitten, but I don't know how old it was.
Kitten.
And so our friend Karen across the street came by as well, and she brought a towel to wrap it in. Well, we looked a little closer, and its eyes were crusted shut. It couldn't even see. It didn't. Its eyes were all shut.
baby.
It was just sitting there in the middle of the road.
Like it'd given up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
my God.
thank you, MSU Veterinary Clinic, Michigan State University. Fabulous. You can
Absolutely.
If you find a stray, you can bring them into the MSU Vet Clinic, and they will take them at no charge.
Yep.
They'll evaluate them and work on them or do whatever.
Do
they
any
need
surgery
to
or
do.
anything needed. Yes.
The only thing is you can't take them back. They go on to like to be rehomed or something like that. So if you find a stray,
Well, I wish I had known that.
Yeah.
Back when Erica and I found the stray in the backyard.
yes, that's right.
I mean, she still has the cat now.
she does?
We took it in because nobody would take it. All of the shelters were full. It was winter. And there was like one shelter who said we could bring it to them for a fee of ours for $200. Like we would have to pay them to take the cat that wasn't ours.
You know, and it's hard to diss on the shelters and
I
humane
know.
societies for that
Oh,
because
they work so hard.
I know.
I
And
get
having
it.
worked with them before for so many years, it's like they just have, they don't have that huge of a budget or the big enough space for it. Or
And we understood, but I'm like, it's Christmas and I can't afford an extra $200. So we just brought the cat inside.
And you kept Erica still has him, so
She
it all
still-
worked
Yeah.
out.
She still
well.
has him, and she took him to the vet, and everything's fine now. But at the time, we were like, "What do we? But we can't leave this cat out here. It's freezing. Like we felt
and this
so
little
awful."
cat, because I heard part of the story from our friend Kieran, said that she thought it was one of those clumps of ice that falls off from under your car.
It was like a grayish,
Yeah, and it was
brownish
just
color.
like
yeah.
kind of lumped up in the road, like
Yeah.
completely given up hope on humanity helping it, or
Well, it was probably freezing.
So Karen, so she told us take it to the MSU
Yeah,
Vet Clinic,
yeah.
and her friend works there. So Karen just let me know recently it didn't make it through surgery, which was really sad. But you know what I said? You know what? That's really sad, but I'm so happy the cat didn't spend his last few hours freezing in the
Freezing in
frigid
the
cold.
road.
And then she said it was a she.
Yeah.
She was purring when they brought her in. So the other neighbor drove her there. So it was like a team effort. It takes a village, right?
does.
Yeah.
And
but the fact that this cat was probably new, but thank you, God, for giving me these angels that made the last little moments of my life happy. You know, I'm gonna start crying now. Damn it!
I'm crying. My mascara. Oh, Karen. So back to Karen. I had the funniest text from her. This was like a couple of years ago, and she texted me and she says, "Hey, would Emily mind feeding my feral cats while we're on vacation?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But there's like in our neighborhood, there's always cats that just roam around, and so she feeds them on her front porch.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's so
it
cute.
is
Her
awesome.
husband built this little house and it's warm. And then they have, because my mom, that's where I get it from. My mom was the same way. She had feral cats. She took care of had this little heated house they made. And one of those, I don't know what it is, this little wand or something you put in water so it never freezes. So they always have fresh water. And so
I don't trust anyone who doesn't like animals. People are
I am
like,
with you
I
on
don't
that.
like animals.
Yeah.
Like, really?
And I think, you know what? I don't think I like you either. How can you not? You don't have to have animals, but how can you not like them?
I don't like them licking me on the mouth and things like that. No, I'm not into that. But of course, I have empathy and compassion. I just don't trust people who are like, oh, no,
I know.
I don't like animals.
You know what? And again, kudos to you and kudos to me because, and you may have too, Ashley. I don't know.
What about me?
Totally me out of this.
I'm just kidding.
But no, there is something to be said about adopting an animal. And not even a puppy, but it's an older animal because that's what our dog is, little shit. But I adore her. She is a Chihuahua, not Yorkie, what is it? The kind the Queen has.
Ooh.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, she's...
Yes, that's it.
Yes, that's what we're going to call it.
The one.
She's fruity. So, but yeah, she was found just wandering the streets as a stray, and she was like 2 years old when we got her.
Little Sheba, she's a yippy yappy.
Oh, yeah, never really. I've been a German Shepherd retriever, big dog person, and all of a sudden we've got this little shit, and I love her more. I can't even. All I have to do is just look at her at night, and I go, Sheba, night night, and she runs in the bedroom and hops on the bed and just looks at me like, "Are you getting in there, Mom?"
See, they're so smart.
Yeah. And they are so grateful and gracious. Dogs know when they're taken from a crap area to a home, and it's like, oh my God.
Say, Arnie is the most lovable dog I've ever met in my entire life. All he wants is love all day long. It doesn't matter about any, like, nothing matters, but, like, he just... Like he's just sitting on the couch and he'll just like sit there and just stare at you, and it's just because he wants, he wants cuddles. That's it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like my alarm goes off in the morning and he is right there staring at me like, oh, are you ready to love me now?
Hi, should we get out now? Because you might want to pet me before I have to go.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter. He's the most lovable dog I've ever met in my entire life.
What kind of a dog is he?
He's a mixed breed. He's a mutt.
Okay,
those are the best.
He came from Alabama. As a puppy,
I just want to say with a banjo on his knee, don't you?
A banjo on his knee. But he came so underweight, so tiny, malnourished. He is mostly Staffordshire Terrier, but he has Lab and Great Dane in him also.
And probably a little sneaky neighbor dog.
Oh, you know what? He's a different dog. So he
that was my dog. That's my dog.
He's a funny dog. Like he's not timid. Like he loves everyone. He's ready to greet everyone, but he knows like the rules, so he's afraid to break them all the time. So like,
oh, that's me.
So we have
that's me. Yeah,
you're Ernie. Me? Oh my gosh, you're Ernie. But like, so we have the invisible fence in the yard, and once he figured it out, he's just too afraid, so he won't go on walks because he thinks like he's gonna get zapped, and he doesn't get it. I mean, he's such a sweet dog, but he's just kind of a silly guy. And he learned, so his older sister, who's probably like her name's Sadie, and she's about Sadie's age.
Oh, that's funny.
She is a girl. She pees like a girl dog, so he pees like a girl dog. He doesn't understand.
That's so funny.
Like he just doesn't. He just does what he's told, basically. Yeah. Like he like watched her. He's like, okay, that's how I have to do it.
That's how I'll do it.
That's how I'll do it from now on, and that's what he does. So he's just.
I pee like a girl too.
Corgi. Sorry, there's the name. I knew it would come to me. My dog is a Chihuahua / Corgi mix. Oh my God.
Does she pee like a girl?
Yes, she does.
She does.
She does, yeah.
We're talking about animals, and it just reminded me that over break, when my son was home, we watched this movie called Okja.
Oh, yeah. It's really good.
It is so good.
Nobody watched it, though.
I had never heard of it. Noah, he was like, "Hey, we should watch this."
He's the master of all things. Then, if he keeps,
I feel like
giving
Noah,
you these wonderful movies to see, I'm like,
I feel like Noah and I are like the same person a lot of the time because he understands the same things.
Yes.
Like when he really wanted to go see Baby Driver.
Oh yeah,
and I was the same way. I was like, I really want to see Baby Driver.
I just
he
watched that
described
last
it the
week.
same way as you.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it.
He gets a lot of things. Yep. He's really smart. That's a really good movie, and animals have feelings. They have families. They have. It's just that was a hard movie to watch, but it was good, and I'm glad I watched it.
Especially and not like that any animal is like better than another one, but there's with like orcas and dolphins and different animals like that where they stick with their families for life. It's not like a lot of like other animals where they like give birth and then they never see them again. Not that makes them any less important, but where they like will mourn the dead, and they will if like an orca is captured to be put into SeaWorld,
Which thankfully doesn't happen anymore.
Right, but they scream and they cry and they're upset and they're losing a family member just like we would. Like, and it's hard to hear about these things. Like there's a lot of documentaries out there, like The Cove and like Blackfish. If you ever watch those, that are
I watched Blackfish. Yeah,
I saw The Cove.
Oh,
yep. So there you go.
We got it
So
covered.
You got it covered.
We do.
Where they they're seeing their family members be slaughtered and they're mourning them right in front of them, and people don't care. And that's hard for me because I mean, those animals specifically are so intelligent and they have a lot of the same thoughts and like feelings, and like they understand what the self is. If you're talking from like a what's the correct term? Psychological perspective, like most people think the animals don't see themselves as the self, like they have a very like animalistic mind or whatever, but there's a lot of animals out there that do think a lot like humans.
They're so smart.
And the pigs are so intelligent.
So many of these animals too are better parents than humans. Oh my God, I hear some stories. It just makes me want to pull my hair out. But yet, you see stories of these dogs that are just like left to die, and all of a sudden they're reunited with their puppies, and it's just like, they go crazy.
Yeah. There was a video on Facebook I saw just this week where this mama cow was chasing after a truck that was hauling away her calf to be slaughtered. It was in the Netherlands, but
that's what veal is. People don't order veal.
Yeah. Just foie gras.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I can't do it anymore.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard to like see something like that and try to like disassociate yourself with what
it's like,
what you're
thinking
about. Right. And then you like think about it. Yeah. And I agree. And I'm a meat eater.
I know.
I love meat. I mean,
it was like our last episode. We talked about Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a vegan or vegetarian Thanksgiving.
And it's tough because I see things like that too, and it is hard. And I'm a meat eater, and it's like, where do you draw the line? But it's like, is there a line to be drawn? It's hard to say. Like, do you like, I'm gonna eat this and not that? Like, it is hard. I don't, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. I don't know. I mean, like, you were at Melanie at the point in your life where you're like,
I'm gonna do
no
this.
more. Yeah. And I commend you for that. That's awesome. And I'm not at that point, and I don't know that necessarily makes me a terrible person, but I know I don't.
It doesn't make you a terrible person.
But that's the hard thing is I see the same things. Like I feel the same way you do about that. Like that's terrible. But I'm
hungry.
But I don't know.
I want to get an
I don't know
olive
that I could
burger
do it.
or a French dip. So back off.
I know, and maybe that makes me awful. I don't know. I mean, that's
no, because I'm right there
a
with
whole
you.
long discussion. I guess I don't know.
You know what I just made the other day, and Mike has actually been eating this stuff. I made jackfruit barbecue. So it was like pulled pork or pulled chicken or whatever. It was all barbecued. And one day it was a sandwich and the leftovers were a tortilla. And then I made this like tuna salad or chicken salad for sandwiches out of chickpeas. And he really liked it. And I'm like, so I'm like,
hey, Mikey, he likes it.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it. So I'm learning like different recipes and things that really, taste the same. I think most vegans who have at least done it for a long time, they don't want something to taste like a meat or,
just make me this dish that tastes good.
They just want a variety of foods that they can eat, not feel like they just have to eat lettuce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I think people
so
think.
So many different foods. Yeah, you don't have to eat just lettuce.
My friend, I don't know if you remember Sammy from Big B.
I do.
She's vegan. She's been vegan for a few years now, and her Facebook and Instagram, she shares a lot of, and I think she has a Facebook page too. She shares a lot of her vegan recipes.
Oh, cool!
So you should look her up and see if you like any, because she's been really like a proponent for that for a few years now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good. It's been a long time since you were.
Yeah, she lives in Chicago, so I haven't seen her in a while. But
Facebook friends,
Facebook friends. But she's still.
So there are good things.
But
about
we still,
Facebook.
but she's still. I still like her. She's so great.
You guys were bashing on Facebook earlier. Girlfriends happy hours on Facebook. Like us on Facebook.
That's true.
Yes. Well, we just really had a very long conversation about a lot of different things.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think we've solved almost all the world's problems.
Almost. We
haven't seen
need a few more episodes.
Yeah.
Then we're done. Then we could do it.
Yes. So, well, guys, remember to, check us out on Facebook and We're on Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest even. I post some, or I just share, I don't know, what do you call it? I pin some things
Pin on my
Pinterest.
board.
We'd love to hear from you. You can
Especially if you're from India.
Yeah, we want
I'm obsessing
our
about that one.
listener in India
rock.
to email us, girlfriendshappyhour@gmail.com. And it really helps you guys if you rate, review, subscribe to us, whether it's iTunes or Stitcher or our Libsyn, our podcasting host.
And the one thing that I want to say too is, if you're listening to our podcast, no matter what your age is, unless you're over 70, we all
80.
can relate on some level to what you're going through, or if you're going through with your family or in your personal, whatever. We can relate to it because, we're all three women of different ages and been there, done that,
I
Good
love
Lord,
our
got the
friendship.
tattoo.
I love our diversity here in this room.
We're like the best of each generation, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
And we get to be extras in a movie.
You do.
Yes!
It's going to be a fun time.
Oh, I am so totally
I'm
psyched.
excited for you guys to be there.
We will have to talk about that next time.
Oh, yes.
So
we
when
will.
is this movie going to be done so we can share it?
Ooh, I don't know. We'll be filming through June, so I have.
Oh, okay.
So it'll probably be next year that will be finished. I mean, it depends on how much has to go into it, but it's our first feature film.
Yeah.
It's not just a short. I mean, it's going to be a full.
Oh, like an hour and a half movie?
Yeah, like I mean 90 minutes plus. Like it's like a 90-page script. So it's not just like 10 pages like we've done in the past. Like it's a full script. So
oh my God.
we have a lot of filming to be done.
We're gonna be so good at this.
So yeah. So Sunday will be fun. I'm glad you guys are going to be able to join
Oh,
us.
heck yeah.
I'm excited. I tried to get my mom to come too. She's busy, but I was like, it'd be fun to
I don't
have
want to
like
brag, but we're not new to this because they did a new business opened up and we were invited to be people sitting in the restaurant. So
sitting.
That's how
So
they
there you
credited
go.
us.
So that's
Person
people
one,
in
person
restaurant,
two.
person number 1, person number 2. That's what we were. So this acting thing, we've
you're already
got it
famous.
down.
You're all set. You know
We
how to
do.
do it.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, I'm so glad we could get together today, ladies.
I think we
And
missed
maybe
each other.
Ashley's schedule will allow another recording session.
I
And
hope
Our
so.
little actress. We're so
Huh.
proud of you.
Well, thank you.
well, you guys come join us next time. There's always a seat at the bar for you.
Always. If not, we'll scooch.
We'll scooch.
I'll walk. Can you scooch down so we can sit someone here? Just move. Everybody over one. Well, ladies, this has been great. I love you. This has been too much fun.
It's been awesome. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye.